Have you ever thought about how something as ordinary as the way you sleep tonight could quietly shape your tomorrow? Many people over 60 tell me I wake up with numb fingers or my head feels heavy every morning. You may have brushed it off as age or just a bad night. But what if these small signs are really your body, whispering a warning? What if your sleeping position is silently pressing on your blood vessels, reducing oxygen to your brain, and quietly raising your stroke risk while you rest? I know that sounds unsettling, but it is exactly these hidden dangers that too many of my patients discover too late. I want to talk to you gently, as if you were sitting right here across from me in my clinic. You deserve to understand what is happening inside your body in simple words without confusion. Think about this. Every 40 seconds in the United States, someone suffers a stroke. Many of them went to bed the night before believing everything was fine. They were not drinking, not exercising too hard, not doing anything unusual, only sleeping. The silent factor was the way their head tilted the pillow they chose, or the posture they had kept for years. Have you ever wondered why you sometimes wake up dizzy, or with unexplained memory fog? It may not be just old age. The good news is you are not powerless. I want you to carry hope as well as caution. By simply adjusting your pillow height, switching your side, or letting fresh air reach your face at night, you can support your circulation, improve your brain's oxygen flow, and protect your heart. I'm not asking you to change everything overnight. Just try one small change. Keep a glass of water next to your bed. Place a supportive pillow under your neck. Notice how your mornings begin to feel lighter. Tonight, before you close your eyes, ask yourself, is my position helping me heal, or is it quietly hurting me? That simple question could be the first step to a longer, healthier tomorrow. Have you ever woken up with one arm tingling or half your face feeling strangely numb? A gentleman I met 67 years old told me it happens almost every morning, but I thought it was just poor circulation. For decades, he slept on his favorite side and never changed. It felt safe, even comforting. But each night, his head pressed against the side of his neck. That steady pressure quietly reduced blood flow to his brain. What looked like an innocent habit was, in truth, a silent danger. His small morning symptoms were early warnings of something bigger. When you lie on one side too long, the weight of your head can actually compress the carotid artery in your neck. This artery is one of the main highways carrying oxygen-rich blood to your brain. Studies in vascular medicine show that when this artery is squeezed even slightly, oxygen delivery drops. Your brain may not scream immediately, but it whispers with dizziness, headaches, or numbness. And if plaque has already built up with age, the risk is even higher. Think of it like bending a garden hose. The water still flows, but weaker, and over hours your brain feels the shortage. The good news is you do not need a machine or a pill to fix this. You simply need to change how long you stay on one side. Try alternating sides during the night, or placing a small pillow behind your back to keep you from rolling into the same position for hours. If you share a bed, ask your partner to give you a gentle nudge when you have been still too long. Small steps like these can keep oxygen flowing, protect your circulation, and lower your stroke risk. Just one change tonight could help your brain breathe easier tomorrow. A woman I met 72 years old came to me worried about her mornings. She said, "Every day I wake up and the room spins. I thought it was vertigo, maybe something in my inner ear." But after a closer look, the cause was much simpler. She loved her thick memory foam pillow, the one she had used for years, because it felt cozy and supportive. Yet every night her head was pushed forward, her chin tilted down. For hours her neck was bent as if she had been staring at her phone. The result was dizziness that stole her mornings. When your pillow is too high, your neck is forced into an unnatural angle. The vertebral arteries which travel through your spine to feed oxygen to your brainstem can become compressed. Research in ergonomics by you and colleagues shows that pillow height directly affects cervical stress and blood flow. Imagine your brain trying to run on less oxygen for 7 or 8 hours. It is no wonder you wake up foggy, dizzy, or unsteady. As we age, these arteries become more sensitive. A simple tilt that feels harmless can quietly reduce circulation, making you vulnerable to headaches, poor sleep, and even higher stroke risk. The solution is refreshingly simple. Your pillow should keep your head in line with your spine, not pushed forward. One easy test you can try tonight. Lie on your back and notice whether your nose is aligned with your sternum. If your chin is tucked down toward your chest, your pillow is too high. Choose one that gently supports the curve of your neck without forcing it. For many people, a slightly flatter pillow makes all the difference. Try it for a week. You may discover mornings that feel lighter, steadier, and free from the dizziness that has followed you for years. A woman 69 years old came to me describing mornings that began with numb fingers and waves of dizziness. She said, "I always curl up tight on my side. It feels safe, like I am wrapped in a shell." For years, she never questioned this habit, but every morning she woke up drained, her hands tingling as if they did not belong to her. She thought it was simply old circulation. In truth, her tightly curled posture was pressing her chest, limiting her breathing and reducing how much oxygen reached her bloodstream through the night. What felt comforting was quietly risky. When you fold yourself into a tight ball, knees pressed to your chest and head bent forward, your chest cavity has less room to expand. That means your lungs cannot fully fill with air. Less air means less oxygen enters your blood, and less oxygen eventually reaches your brain. Clinical studies on sleep posture confirm that restricted lung expansion can impair oxygenation and worsen nighttime symptoms. Combine this with a high pillow pushing your chin further down, and the effect is doubled. You may notice morning brain fog, numbness, or fatigue, all subtle signs that your body did not receive enough oxygen overnight. You do not need to force yourself into a stiff military position. The goal is simply to give your lungs and blood vessels more room to do their job. Tonight, try lying on your side with a gentle bend in your knees, not curled into a tight ball. Place a small cushion between your knees. It helps your hips stay aligned and keeps your posture more open. Support your back with another pillow so you feel stable. With these simple adjustments, you will notice your mornings feel clearer, your fingers less numb, and your breathing freer. Just one pillow can change tomorrow. A man in his early 70s told me, "Doctor, I wake up every morning exhausted as if I never slept." He believed it was just insomnia or part of getting older. But when I asked about his sleep habits, he explained he always lay on his back with a very flat pillow. Each night his head drooped backward, pulling at the base of his skull. That subtle position created constant strain. By morning he had pounding headaches and tightness around his neck. He never realized it was not his age stealing his rest, but the way his pillow failed to support him. When your neck is not supported, your head tilts backward or slides sideways. This posture stretches delicate muscles and can compress tiny blood vessels at the base of your skull. Those vessels regulate balance coordination and sleep quality. Clinical studies on cervical support pillows show that proper alignment improves sleep, reduces morning headaches, and decreases micro-awakenings during the night. Without support, your body keeps waking slightly, never reaching deep rest. Imagine trying to fill a glass of water while it tips to the side, the flow is disturbed. In the same way, poor neck posture interrupts circulation and brain recovery. The answer is not complicated. If you prefer sleeping on your back, choose a pillow that follows the natural curve of your neck, keeping your head aligned with your spine. A contoured pillow is often helpful, gently cradling your neck without pushing it forward or letting it drop back. Tonight, when you lie down, place your head and feel if your chin is level, not tilting up or down. If you wake with tightness at the base of your skull, it may be time for a change. With the right pillow, you can breathe easier, rest deeper, and greet the morning refreshed. A man in his mid-60s once told me, "I feel a tightness in my chest almost every morning, and my head feels heavy for hours." He thought sleeping on his stomach relieved his back pain and even reduced his snoring. But what felt like relief at first was slowly creating new problems. Night after night, his neck twisted sharply to one side, his chest pressed into the mattress, and his breathing quietly struggled. Over time, his blood pressure climbed, His mornings began with brain fog, and his chest tightness became a regular alarm. The position he trusted was silently working against him. When you sleep on your stomach, your head has no choice but to rotate and stay that way for hours. This extreme neck rotation has been shown in vascular studies to alter vertebral artery blood flow, reducing oxygen delivery to the brain stem. At the same time, the pressure on your chest makes it harder for your lungs to fully expand, lowering the oxygen entering your bloodstream. Combine less oxygen with strained circulation, and your stroke risk increases, especially if you already live with high blood pressure or hardened arteries. It is not only uncomfortable, it can be a dangerous compromise each night. If you have been a stomach sleeper for decades, I know it is not easy to change overnight. You do not need to force yourself, but you can begin gently training your body to rest in safer positions. Start by placing a thin pillow under your hips to reduce the strain, and use a very flat or no pillow at all under your head. Better still, try transitioning toward your side or back. A supportive body pillow can help you stay in place. With practice, your breathing will feel freer, your mornings clearer, and your circulation stronger. One small shift tonight can protect your tomorrow. A 70-year-old man once shared with me, "I love pulling the blanket over my head in winter. It feels warm and safe, but every morning I wake up heavy and sluggish." He believed it was just the cold season making him tired, but the truth was much simpler and more dangerous. By burying his face under the covers, he was breathing in the same stale air, again and again. His body worked harder to function on less oxygen, and his brain woke foggy. What seemed like a cozy habit was quietly starving his cells through the night, leaving him drained by morning. When you sleep with your head under the blanket, you trap the air you exhale. That air is high in carbon dioxide, CO2, and low in fresh oxygen. Indoor air studies, including field trials published in Indoor Air, show that higher CO2 levels in bedrooms reduce sleep quality and impair next-day alertness. Under a blanket, levels can rise even higher, creating a small greenhouse around your face. Less oxygen means thicker blood and greater risk of clots forming overnight. This subtle hypoxia raises your stroke risk while also leaving you groggy, headachy, or confused in the morning, symptoms many dismiss as aging. The answer is not to give up comfort, but to protect your oxygen. Keep your nose and mouth uncovered, even if you like a heavy blanket. Try a layered blanket system, thin, breathable layers instead of one thick cover, so you stay warm without sealing your head inside. If your room feels cold, a heated mattress pad or a breathable wool blanket can help. Tonight, when you settle into bed, let the fresh air reach your face. Notice how your mornings begin to feel lighter, your mind clearer, and your body stronger. A single change in how you cover up can protect your tomorrow. A 74-year-old man told me, "I sleep in my recliner every night because my back feels better that way." At first, he believed it was helping him, giving him rest he could not find in bed. But after several months, he noticed swelling in his leg and shortness of breath. A scan revealed a blood clot had formed in his calf and traveled to his lungs. What he thought was a comfortable habit nearly cost him his life. He never connected the dots. Hours of sleeping upright with his legs hanging down allowed blood to pool and clot silently overnight. When you sit or sleep for long hours with your legs below your heart, circulation slows. Blood can pool in the deep veins of your legs, creating a condition called deep vein thrombosis, DVT. If that clot breaks free, it can travel to your lungs as a pulmonary embolism or even reach your brain. Research on prolonged seated immobility, sometimes called economy class syndrome, shows a clear link to higher risks of DVT and pulmonary embolism. Recliner sleeping mimics this same danger. You may feel relaxed in the moment, but your body pays the price in the form of silent, hidden circulation stress. You do not need to give up your recliner altogether, but you must use it wisely. If you nap, keep it short and always elevate your legs with a footrest. Flex and rotate your ankles every 30 minutes to keep blood moving. For overnight sleep, your safest choice is still your bed, where your body can stretch out fully and circulation flows freely. Tonight, if you must use the chair, place a cushion under your calves and notice the difference. Protecting your veins is protecting your heart, your lungs, and your brain. One small change in habit could prevent a crisis. A 68-year-old woman told me I wake up feeling cloudy, like my brain just will not switch on. She explained that for years, she had always slept on her right side. It felt natural, almost comforting, and she never questioned it. But over time, she noticed more slips in her memory, more mornings lost in a fog. She thought it was just age catching up. Yet the truth was simpler and more preventable. Her habit of lying only on her right side was affecting how her brain cleared waste at night. What she believed was harmless comfort was quietly slowing her mind. Your brain has a natural cleaning system called the glymphatic system that clears toxins and waste proteins during sleep. Research from Stony Brook University found that posture makes a difference. Rodent studies showed that right-side sleeping reduced the efficiency of this clearance compared with the left side. Waste proteins linked to memory decline and even Alzheimer's disease built up more easily when clearance slowed. Imagine your brain like a sink draining water. Tilt it the wrong way and the flow weakens. Over years, that reduced flow can translate into more memory fog fatigue and higher risk of neurodegenerative changes. You do not need to abandon side sleeping, but you can balance it. Try alternating between left and right sides during the night. A supportive body pillow placed along your front can help you lean left more comfortably without straining your back or hips. Some people also use a pillow between their knees for extra stability. Tonight, experiment by starting on your left side and see how you feel in the morning. These small shifts may help your brain clear toxins more effectively, leaving you clearer, steadier, and more energetic. Your memory deserves the gentle protection of a simple adjustment. A 66-year-old woman told me I sleep next to the window all year. The cool air makes me feel alive. She enjoyed the feeling of crisp air on her face, and it became her ritual. But morning after morning, she woke up with a stiff neck, throbbing headaches, and heavy fatigue. She believed it was simply part of aging, or perhaps her arthritis acting up. Yet when we looked closer, the culprit was her sleeping environment. The room was too cold, and her pillow offered no real support. What she thought was refreshing air was quietly straining her circulation and starving her brain of oxygen. The comfort of open windows had turned into a subtle but serious risk. Cold environments force blood vessels to tighten a reaction called vasoconstriction. This helps your body save heat, but it also limits how much blood can reach your brain. WHO Housing and Health Studies confirm that sleeping in excessively cold rooms is linked to higher blood pressure, cardiovascular strain, and poorer sleep quality. Add poor neck support, and the problem deepens. When your head tilts or your neck muscles stay tense for hours, small arteries can become compressed, further reducing oxygen delivery. Imagine water flowing through a hose on a freezing morning. It already runs slower. Now pinch the hose and the flow nearly stops. That is what cold air plus poor posture can do to your brain every night. The answer is not to make your bedroom hot, but to create a safe balance. Keep the room comfortably cool, ideally around 65 degrees Celsius, which research shows is best for restorative sleep. If you feel chilled, wear a light scarf or wrap to protect your neck muscles from stiffening. Most importantly, choose a cervical pillow designed to support the natural curve of your neck. This keeps your head aligned, prevents strain, and allows healthy blood flow all night long. Tonight, before you settle in, ask yourself, is my neck supported? Is my room too cold? Am I breathing freely? These small checks may protect your circulation, ease your headaches, and give your brain the oxygen it needs to heal while you sleep. An older gentleman once told me, "Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night gasping as if I cannot breathe." He thought it was just a bad dream, or maybe his age catching up. But when I asked more, he explained he always slept flat on his back. Each night, as he drifted into deeper sleep, the muscles of his throat relaxed and his airway narrowed. Gravity pulled his tongue and soft tissues backward, blocking his airflow. He would suddenly wake, frightened heart racing, desperate for air. What he believed was ordinary aging was actually a silent form of sleep apnea worsened by his supine position. Supine or back sleeping is often praised as neutral for posture, but for many older adults, it quietly worsens breathing problems. Meta-analyses on positional sleep apnea show that lying on the back significantly increases the apnea-hypopnea index, a measure of how many times breathing stops during the night. One systematic review found that positional therapy training patients to avoid supine sleep reduced AHI by about 54% on average. That is not a small difference. Imagine cutting your breathing interruptions in half simply by changing posture. For a senior already living with high blood pressure, diabetes, or stroke risk, each night of poor airflow is another burden on the heart, brain, and circulation. The solution does not require complicated machines for everyone. You can start with simple positional strategies. Devices such as side sleeping trainers or a supportive wedge pillow can keep you comfortably tilted, preventing you from rolling onto your back. Some people even sew a tennis ball into the back of their pajama top to remind their body to shift. Tonight, you might try beginning on your left side with a body pillow for support. If you tend to wake gasping, adjusting your posture may bring relief within days. Protecting your airway at night means protecting your heart, your brain, and your peace of mind. Just one change could allow you to breathe freely and wake rested again. A patient once told me I thought I had migraines, but all along it was just my pillow. She was in her 70s and for years had relied on a soft, feather pillow. Every morning she woke with throbbing headaches at the base of her skull, her shoulders tense and her mind clouded. She tried medication, eye exams, even diet changes, but nothing helped. Finally, she switched to a firmer pillow made of supportive rubber. Within a week, the headaches she had carried for years began to fade. It wasn't medicine, but simply the material beneath her head that restored her mornings. What supports your neck is not only the height of your pillow, but also the material inside. Controlled trials comparing pillow types show clear differences. One study found that rubber pillows significantly outperformed feather pillows, reducing morning neck pain and improving overall sleep quality. Feather pillows, while soft, collapse too easily, leaving the neck unsupported and circulation strained. Imagine trying to rest your head on sand. It shifts constantly, offering no real stability. Over hours, your neck muscles tighten. Blood vessels may be compressed and headaches form. On the other hand, supportive materials like rubber or memory foam cradle the neck, maintain alignment, and protect oxygen flow to the brain. If you often wake with headache, stiffness, or fatigue, take a closer look at what rests under your head each night. Choose an ergonomic pillow made of supportive material, rubber, latex, or memory foam that holds its shape and gently fits the curve of your neck. Avoid pillows that collapse or force your head into awkward angles. Tonight, simply notice how your pillow feels. Is your chin tilting up, down, or sideways? Is the support lasting through the night or gone after an hour? Changing a pillow may sound small, but for your brain and heart, it can mean fewer headaches, steadier mornings, and protection from silent circulation stress while you sleep. Many seniors tell me I often wake with a bitter taste in my mouth or burning in my chest. That is reflux, and it can quietly disturb both your sleep and your circulation. One simple step is to keep a small glass of water next to your bed. A few sips before lying down, and again when you wake at night, can keep your throat comfortable and your body hydrated. If reflux bothers you, try elevating your head slightly, just a few inches, to prevent acid from flowing upward. It does not require medicine or complicated devices. These little habits allow your stomach to rest your breathing to stay calm, and your brain to receive steady oxygen all night long. Another small but powerful habit is preparing your neck before sleep. Have you ever felt your neck ache after a long day only to carry that stiffness into the night? A gentle stretch before bed can ease tension, improve blood flow, and help you avoid morning headaches. Slowly tilt your head side to side, then turn gently left and right, breathing deeply as you do. This takes less than 2 minutes, but the effect lasts for hours. Your arteries and muscles will thank you. You do not need to push hard. The goal is comfort, not strain. Think of it as tucking your brain and neck in for rest, so they are ready for deep restorative sleep. I know change can feel overwhelming, especially if you have slept the same way for decades. But remember, tiny posture shifts can create big protection for your heart and brain. Switching sides during the night, adjusting your pillow, keeping your nose uncovered, or elevating your legs. These are not dramatic medical procedures. They are small human actions you can try tonight. Each little step improves circulation, reduces stroke risk, and clears your mind in the morning. Do not underestimate their power. The habits you shape at night decide how you wake tomorrow. Protect yourself with kindness and awareness. Your body will reward you with steadier mornings, clearer thoughts, and the confidence of knowing you are caring for yourself wisely. Do you remember at this beginning when I asked if the way you sleep could decide whether you wake refreshed or perhaps not wake at all? Now you understand why. We have walked together through positions that seemed harmless, curling up tight, lying flat on your back, burying your head under a blanket, or spending the night in a recliner. Each one carried its own hidden risks for your brain, your heart, and your circulation. These are not distant theories. They are the lived experiences of men and women just like you. People in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who shared their struggles. The truth is simple but urgent. Posture at night is not small. It can shape your tomorrow. But here is the part I want you to carry in your heart. You do not need machines, drugs, or expensive treatments to begin protecting yourself. Your health can change with small, thoughtful adjustments. Choosing a better pillow, switching sides during the night, keeping your face uncovered, or elevating your legs are choices you can make without pressure starting tonight. Think about the stories we shared. Headaches that disappeared after a pillow change, dizziness relieved by lowering pillow height, or clearer mornings after sleeping slightly straighter. These are not miracles. They are simply the power of awareness. You are not powerless against age. Your body listens to the kindness you give it, especially in those silent hours of rest. Now I want to ask you something. If you will try even one small change tonight, place a number 1 in the comments. That simple act says, I choose to care for myself. If you are thinking of a parent, a friend, or someone over 70 who struggles with poor mornings, share this message with them. Sometimes it only takes one reminder to prevent a crisis. You never know, your small action could be the reason someone avoids a dangerous night. Remember, we are not alone in this. Every step you take helps build a community of older adults who are protecting their brains and hearts together. That is a gift worth passing on to someone you love. Your brain deserves clear flow. Your heart deserves ease. And you deserve peaceful days ahead. I know you may feel anxious when you hear words like stroke circulation or oxygen. But let me remind you, awareness is not fear, it is power. Tonight, before you close your eyes, ask yourself the quiet questions. Is my neck supported? Am I breathing freely? Is my spine aligned? These gentle checks are more than routine. They are a promise to yourself. Life is not only about years added, but mornings lived with clarity and strength. You still have the ability to shape those mornings. Protect your rest, protect your tomorrow, and never forget you are worth the care it takes to wake well.